Hey there. The first step in amplifying your impact is to amplify your vision. And a key part of doing that is making sure that you periodically go back and revisit your vision. Improve your vision. In other words, rewrite that vision. So I want you to go back through the exact same process we did almost 3 months ago. Can you believe it's been that long? And I want you to think about doing this again every 3 months as part of your 90-day process. Because a lot changes between the time that we start a quarter and the time we finish it, between the time we start a year and the time we finish it. In order to be able to continuously grow as an artist, to continuously grow as a practitioner, to continuously grow as a business owner and as a human being, we have to keep going back and looking at where we came from, where we are now, and where we want to get to. So we constantly need to go back and revisit our vision for where we want to be. So we're going to go through that visioning process again, right here and right now. So I want you to download the worksheet for this lesson, and I want you to walk through this with me. So in order to amplify your vision, first of all, we're going to have to think about where we came from. So I want you to write in step 1 the date of the last time that you went through this visioning process. Remember, what got you here in this marker in the sand where we are now will not get you there. So we need to look at where we've come from in order to get where we're going to go. In order to see what kind of tools and materials and resources we need to bridge that gap between where we are now and Pleasure Island in the future. So, what was the date of the last time that you went through this visioning process? Just jot it down right here. You may need to go back through your journal in order to do that. In step 2, I want you to describe in as much detail as possible what your art practice looked like then. Make sure you include emotional, descriptive words because those will help pull you back and help you to think about where you were at that time. How did you reach that point? Get as specific as possible and paint as clear and detailed a picture as possible. Now, in step 3, I want you to go into as much detail as possible about what your painting practice looks like now, what it looks like today. Who are your clients and collectors? Who's on your email list? What galleries have you been looking at? What possible potential nonprofits have you been looking at? What are you offering or selling? How are you creating your audience? Again, get as specific as possible and paint that really clear, detailed picture. Now in step 4, I want you to move forward in time from the place where we are now to the future, 90 days from now. I want you to think about when your art practice has grown exponentially. Imagine it growing 10 times from where it is now to where it is 90 days in the future, maybe a year in the future. What date is that? Create your new vision for yourself. So put a marker in the sand at that date and jot it down here on step 4. And now imagine that you are at that date in the future and you're being honored at Artwork Living Live, our new event that we're going to be implementing. And you are the success story of the year. We have you up on the stage with us telling everyone else how you've achieved these major accomplishments. What have you accomplished that would make you be selected? Be very, very specific. Paint this picture of your future self. And in step 5, Go into as much detail as you possibly can about what your practice looks like in this future point in time. Who are your clients and collectors? Who's on your email list? What's your relationship like with these folks? What are you offering or selling? What kind of launches are you doing? Are you launching to collectors on your own website? Are you working through nonprofits? Are you working with a gallery? Envision that future now and get in as much detail as you can in the space below. Now, how would somebody describe the future you? Think about a friend or your ideal client in the future. And here in step number 6, describe yourself as they would, the person that you are in the future who created these fantastic results. Who have you become? What story have you created for yourself that would make you become the person that you are in the future? And in step 7, I want you to describe just a few words, put down a few words that describe that future you that you are being in order to create this future success. How would you describe this future you? Now in step number 8, what are the key thoughts, habits, or actions of this future you that you've created that helped achieve these results? Now, I want you to think about also alignment. I've talked about that an awful lot over the course of the painter's path. It's incredibly important that you make sure that the future you're working towards creating aligns with your big why. You may even need to address your big why a little bit. Tweak it and adjust it. Feel free to do that. It's an ongoing process. As we rewrite who we are, as we recreate our own story, we get to decide and choose how we're going to do that. So don't ever be afraid of going back and adjusting and tweaking those ideas about your big why, what success looks like to you, and who you're going to become in order to achieve that. Think about how much easier that this growth and success is going to be because you're planning it out. You're envisioning and seeing the bridges that are going to get you there. Take as much time as you need to journal through these points. And if you need to add extra pages or go straight to your journal to do this exercise, go ahead and do that. And then come back for the next lesson.